Hello everyone and welcome back to Electronics Key. Today in this video we are going to discuss how you can enter into the VLSI industry as a fresher. For more such videos do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss the video, and do follow us on Instagram. So this is the overview which we are going to talk in this session. The first we will talk about the criteria. What are the criteria which you have to fulfill to enter into the VLSI industry? And then we will talk about the concept building. What are the concepts you have to build to enter into the VLSI industry? Then after that we will talk about the process. What are the process and what are the requirements to get into the VLSI industry? At last we will talk about how to get a job. So first of all we have to talk about the criteria. The criteria, you should have 60% in 10 plus 2, as well as in BTech you should have 60%. If you fulfill these two criteria you can go for the VLSI industry. And you must have the electronics and communication degree, but if you had electronics and electrical engineering degree then also you can apply for the VLSI industry. And if you're an MTech guy, you also need the 60% in your MTech. And at that point of same time, they will consider BTech percentage also. So this is the criteria which you must follow. If you had below 60%, it doesn't mean you can't get into the VLSI industry, but you will face more difficulties to get into the VLSI industry as compared to the person who had above 60 percentage marks. So, and this is the criteria which you have to fulfill. And after that, let's move to the next part, that is the concept building. Concept building is basically in which subject you have to focus. You don't have to focus on every subject which you learn in your engineering. So you have to focus on some subjects like digital electronics, very important. The main focus is digital electronics. And in digital electronics, what topic you have to focus is the combination circuit and sequential circuit. These are the most important for VLSI industry. And this is for both, for front end or back end. Okay, but right now I'm talking about the front end mostly, because I'm from the front end, so I can give you more clarity of front end in spite of the back end. Okay, but definitely in future I will give more clarity about the back end also. Don't worry about that. The first thing is you have to clear digital electronics completely. Your concept should be like, if someone asks you about some logical circuit, then so you can give the answer easily. Okay, and after that you have to clear basic electronic concepts. Basic electronics very important to get into the digital electronics. Okay, basic electronics like BJT, MOSFET, FET. Okay. And after that, analog electronics. So analog electronics is basically important for the guys who want to enter into the back end field. But yeah, if you are going for the front end also, then some of the top companies like Samsung and Intel, they will ask the questions from the analog and basic electronics. That's why I have written there. After that, you have to focus on CMOS. Yeah, CMOS is very important. If you are third year or fourth year, already understand what is CMOS. So basically CMOS is the basic building of the VLSI. For the backend engineer, CMOS is very very important. And after that you have to command on the programming, whether it's C or C++. And you have to be good at both of the programming languages like C and C++. So C++ is object oriented programming, which will help you to verify the design, and C programming can help you to write down some scripting languages or to design some circuit. Okay, so these two languages are very important. Some of the companies work on the C programming also. They don't go for the Verilog and Verilog. They don't go for the Verilog, System Verilog or UPM. They work on this C program. So I would suggest you just clear these all subjects. If you are good enough in the subject, or if you are confident enough in the subject, then definitely you can get hired in any company. So let's move to the next part, that is the process. What is the process and what is the requirement to be an VLSI engineer or to be a VLSI front end engineer? First thing we have discussed is the match the criteria. You should match the criteria. If you are below that, then you may get the chances, but there will be less chances for you guys. So I would recommend you go for VLSI only if you have the good number BTech or in your 10 plus 2, like above 60. After that you have to clear your basic electronics. If your basic electronics concepts are clear, then you can go for the digital electronics. And after that you can go for C and C++ programming. This thing you can learn easily in your college days. You don't have to waste any penny in going for the courses. Like digital electronics you can learn easily from the YouTube. Digital electronics, C++, these all things you can easily learn from the YouTube. I've also made the video related to C++ and digital electronics, from where you can easily learn, or which are the best channel in YouTube from digital electronics or basic electronics. Okay, so you can check out that link. That link is in I button. From there you can easily access. Complete this process, then you have to move further. That is Verilog. And Verilog lectures, if you want, I can make some Verilog lectures which is particularly required in the company. Or you can go for the NPTEL lectures, but the NPTEL lectures are vast. Means you will get more clarity if you go for the NPTEL lectures. And after that, if you find some difficulties in NPTEL lectures in Verilog, then you can comment it below or you can message me on Instagram. I will try to help you out. And after that, you have to go for the System Verilog. System Verilog also you can find in NPTEL, but not good enough lectures are there. So I will provide in the coming weeks or in the coming months, I will provide some good lectures on System Verilog as well as UVM. After that, you have to go for the UVM, Universal Verification Methodology. This lecture you will not find in YouTube. Or after completing all these things, you have to do some projects on related to the IEEE standard. If you want some project related to the Verilog and VLSI, then do comment it below, do message me on Instagram. I had some of the VLSI projects and I can send you through the mail or through the message. Okay. And after that, what you have to do, if you know each and everything very well, then you can apply for the job. How you can apply for the job, let's see in the next step. How you can apply for the job. The first thing what you have to do is build a LinkedIn profile. If you don't know how to build a LinkedIn profile and how to approach the HR and the company, then do comment it below. I will try to make one more video on that, or you can easily get the job. And the second option is the company profile. What you have to do is go to the Intel website and search for the job, or go to the Synopsys website and go for some profile if you find something related to the VLSI or not. So you have to search and keep searching because nobody going to give you a job in your hand. So you have to search each and every day. And the third option is the reference. If you have a reference, then that is well and good. That is the best opportunity you will ever get, because with reference you don't have to like write an exam, or you just have to directly give interviews, and that is well and good for you guys if you had the reference. Another option is the friends. If you had the friends who are working on the same industry, like they are not working on the VLSI industry, but if they are working in Intel and in a software field, then you can ask your friend for the recommendation. And the next is job portals. There are many job portals like Naukri.com, but you will find many fake jobs there. So I would suggest you don't give your all the information to the unknown person. First, you have to verify whether that person is from the company or not. So just ask him for or her for a details. Then only you should give your personal details. Or you can go for the startup. There are many startups in Bangalore. Many opportunities in Bangalore. If you want to get a job in VLSI, then go to the Bangalore and just search for the startup companies. If you are from the high reputed college, you can easily get from there, but you have to be very good at all the things which I have already told you on the second slide of this video. If you are not getting job through these all things, then you can go for the training. That is the last option. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you find this video very informative. I hope now you can get a job in VLS industry if you want to go in VLS industry. So if you had any question, you can ask me in my Instagram, or you can comment it below. I will definitely help you out. Whatever I can do, I will do for you guys. Take care and bye bye.